KSI vs Tommy Fury, Dillon Danis vs Logan Paul is officially done. There was, I put it bluntly, a lot of disappointment. Massive controversy as people are claiming that the fight Tommy Fury vs KSI was robbed. We're gonna cover everything as well as looking at proof that maybe KSI was robbed. But let's just talk about quickly the event. Overall, the fights before KSI and Logan were better than KSI and Logan's fights, to be honest. Slim beat Salt Pappy. Absolute shocker. Fair play to Slim. A massive threat in the YouTube boxing scene. I mean, Swarms got knocked out in 10 seconds. Dean the Great won against Waleed, and Anthony Taylor beat King Kenny. These fights were all pretty entertaining, pretty good. We got to first talk about, before we get into KSI being robbed, Logan Paul versus Dillon Danis. The fight everyone was waiting to see. Dillon Danis has been chatting the most shit about Logan, his girlfriend, his fiance. So Logan, naturally, I think, wanted to rip his head off and knock him out. The fight was boring as shit. Dillon barely threw a fucking punch. Logan unloaded on Dillon, but couldn't get him out of there or knock him out or even wobble Dillon, to be honest. He didn't get anywhere close to knocking Dillon out, which I think says a lot about Logan's power. I don't think he is actually as powerful as someone like KSI or people want to say. However, chaos ensued when Dillon Danis multiple times tried taking down Logan, getting him in a guillotine. And it ended in absolute carnage. And I know lots of people, it's a fucking disgrace to boxing. What a shit show. Yeah. You know, Dillon Danis probably should never box ever again after doing that shit. But it was the most entertaining fucking part of the fight. I've never seen something like that in a boxing ring. And now I did, and it was fucking chaos, and I kind of loved it. Logan went on this mad victory speech.
These past 2 months have not been easy. Sometimes the devil will make his way into your life. He will try to break you down spiritually, mentally, physically, emotionally. Yeah. But you rely on your support system. You believe in yourself and your character. You trust the people around you, and you be resilient. Let's go. You be fucking resilient. And no amount of darkness can overtake you, I promise.
I mean, look, you beat Dillon Danis, who's shit at boxing, but Logan didn't look that great himself. You didn't knock him out or get him out of there, and Dillon barely threw a punch back. Overall, this whole event, I think, you know, Dillon has benefited the most out of. Gained tons of followers. He lost on a disqualification after what he did, but, you know, no one really expected Dillon to win that fight. I didn't. So after that, we go on to KSI versus Tommy Fury. Everyone had Tommy Fury winning before the fight took place, and you know what? It was a shit fight. Clinching the whole fight, really boring. No one did anything special. Tommy didn't do anything special, neither did KSI. It was boring. My live reaction to it when it ended was that it was a draw. Here is how the fight was called. So this has proven to be a massively controversial call because Tommy Fury got a points deduction for hitting KSI in the back of the head. So people are saying, how the fuck did Tommy Fury win that fight? And, you know, watching that fight, I did think it was a draw. You know, even with the points deduction, I thought it was a draw. I didn't think Tommy won. I definitely didn't think KSI won. I really don't. I didn't think KSI did enough to win that fight. I don't think Tommy did enough either. I think it was genuinely a draw. It was a boring fight. KSI did not take the loss well.
Jabs did he land? How many jabs did you land? You didn't get hardly any shots off.
KSI clearly thinks he was wronged, thinks that he got robbed. Now, again, I'm going to say KSI, I think he was robbed of a draw. I don't think KSI did enough to win that. I don't think Tommy Fury did enough to win that fight. In an interview afterwards, KSI said this.
I've won it, bro. I won it. I got robbed. It's outrageous, bro.
The punch stats, as your coach is screaming, the punch stats do indicate that you landed more, you threw more as well.
I don't know who's feeding KSI's information, but that's just wrong. KSI didn't land or throw more. Tommy threw 159 punches. KSI threw 124. Tommy connected with 39. KSI connected 38. 25% accuracy for Tommy, 31% accuracy for KSI. So Tommy was more active with his throwing. KSI was more accurate. This doesn't tell the tale of every round. So, you know, this isn't proof that KSI was robbed or whatever. But, you know, that looks like a draw to me. I know the fight scored in more ways than just that. But to me, them stats looks like a draw. Wade Plem, who's someone, you know, a boxing commentator who knows a lot more than most of us because he actually does it for a living, said this was at best a draw, but I will tell you this, KSI did not lose that fight, which in my opinion is a win for KSI, not one he'll accept because his mentality far about moral victories. KSI made a believer out of me today, and yeah, you know, the fight was shit. It was just a clinch fest and really boring, but yeah, KSI should be proud of himself. KSI only been boxing for years. Tommy's been boxing his whole life, so you know, to come that far, to hang with Tommy Fury, and to do that, obviously KSI should give himself massive props. He won't. Obviously, he's gutted. I don't blame him. And now you're going to have two camps. You have the boxing purists who are going to take Tommy's side. You have the, you know, KSI fans and YouTubers who are going to take KSI's side. The reaction online is already crazy, so you guys should check it out on Twitter. I understand if you're KSI's mate or you love KSI, you think he won that fight, but I think realistically he didn't do enough to win. Definitely enough to draw, though, which again is great for him. I really did. My initial reaction, I thought it was a draw. Really, you know. Let's just make now KSI versus Jake Paul. Make it happen. 2024, early 2024. Let's just get it going. That is what we want to see. They've both lost to Tommy Fury. They're both now one loss each. Let's get it going. Please. That's what we want to see. Leave a like right now if you want to see that. Comment below your thoughts. Do you think KSI was robbed of a win? Robbed of a draw? Let me know down below. Thank you guys for watching. Until next time, fuck off.